Morning, it is so good to see you right here on Your World. It's Monday and it is a new month, so happy new month. Literally, Christmas is just like a few weekends, away. So I hope that you're excited, for the upcoming holidays, but also for the week. My name is Winnie Lubembe. Welcome. This is Mindful Monday right here on Your World, and we are talking matters money, okay? Achieving financial freedom. That is what we're talking about on the conversation, because most of the time we've had a lot of people say, I want to retire early, I want to have my money work for me. But the bigger question is then, how do we get to that level? And first of all, what exactly does financial freedom mean, okay? Or having your money work for you, what exactly does that mean? How do we get there? And some of the lessons that we can learn along the way. We have amazing people, amazing panel right here with me on the show today to help us understand that. And that is financial freedom, making money work for you, okay? And on my immediate left, we have Nancy Kabu, who is an entrepreneur. Good to see you. Good to have you. Karibu sana on the show. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Thank you.
Yeah. Karibu sana on the show. We also have Chris. Chris, I think it's Nimi Nimepotea, no? Because I'm about to say he's been away for a while.
Well, I'm happy to be back. At least. Good to see you. It's been a while.
Really good to see you. Chris Nyawal. Nyawal is a financial coach right here on the show to really help us understand matters money. Because sometimes when we talk about money, it's neither here nor there. We don't like to talk about money, okay? But today we'll have that conversation even as we edge towards the end of the year. And we also have Mercy Gashoki, who is a financial advisor, joining us on the show. Good to see you. Karibu sana. First time on Your World, you and Nancy. So now, how are you guys feeling? I hope mko sawa.
Oh, yes.
You're feeling okay? Karibu sana. And we have a question for you as well this morning. And I really like this question, okay? Because most of us, when the year begins, we set goals, we set our intentions, we set our resolutions. But by the time I feel like February, and then June, and then November, we're like, yeah, okay, I don't know what happened, okay? So that is what we want to understand today from you. And the question is very simple. We're asking you this morning, and that is, what has that been, that one financial goal that you had set for the year? Okay, and the second part to that question is, have you achieved it? So what was the financial goal this year? And the second part is, have you achieved it? So we'll be looking at your feedback as we continue with the conversation this morning right here on Your World. We're live, so that means you can call us and ask the question that you have probably as far as money is concerned, but also just contribute to the conversation. Or better yet, use our WhatsApp number 0112 500 400 and tell us, what is that one financial goal that you had set for the year, and have you achieved it? But before we, get to go through your feedback, we also have an audience with us this morning. Good morning, guys. How are you doing? How are you feeling, Mukosala? You look lovely, for Monday. You look nice and fresh, for the new week. We'd also want to hear from you guys the financial goals that you had set for the year. Na mume achieve, ama bado mko tu hapo, wondering what to do with it, okay? But please, dear Chiapo, don't worry, we have Chris and we have Mercy and we have Nancy. What are to say, dear, okay? But Chris, can we just start with understanding, first of all, money in itself? Like I said, we don't like to talk about money most of the time, and when we talk about it, ni vitu tuna brush tukienda, right? And a lot of people would say, I want to achieve financial freedom, and others would say, I want my money to work for me. I want to retire by 35. This guy says, by 35, I want to retire, okay? But really, financial freedom, what exactly does that mean? Like, by the time we look at someone and say, this person has achieved financial freedom, what does this person look like?
Thank you so much. I would like to, by first, just stating that financial freedom is not a set number for each one of us. Okay. I mean, it's not one across board, because most of the time we tend to compare ourselves with Jeff Bezos, and we think that is when you have achieved what he has achieved is when you have financial freedom. I'd like to say that each one of us have a particular number, which I like to call our freedom number. Okay. And this freedom number is that number that equates to an amount of passive income that if you received, let's say, for example, if we save in 200,000, for example, if from your investments you're able to achieve 200,000 as interest, as dividends, as coming in on a monthly basis, and that is able to cover your expenses, then for you, if you are happy with that, then you actually have achieved your financial freedom number.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So that's how we go about in coaching terms, because many people come with the blinded notion that I just want to be rich.
Yes.
But, you know, to be rich, you have to do what the rich are doing, which we are not willing to do. You get there. They're willing to start businesses that are global. They're willing to, you know, do everything, get out of their comfort zone. But many of us are not willing to do that. So it means you have to then come up with a number that works for you. So you have to look at money as a tool, not as an end in itself. Because if you look at it as a tool, then it will get you to your goal.
All right.
But if you look at it as an end in itself, then you'll always be unfulfilled, even if you make 50 million in your account. We've seen people who are rich and are still stealing.
They're still
doing, doing crazy things, breaking the law.
You see, and that's the thing. And one of the things that a lot of people would say is money is never enough. It will never get, I'll never get to that point, say, for example, where I say, you know what, you may accumulate, this is it, this is enough, But I don't want to believe that's true. Is it? Like, money is never enough. Because what you're saying is there are some people who, it doesn't matter how much money they have or say how much freedom they have, they will still want more.
Well, the thing is this, you must have purpose behind
the why you want to get rich.
You know, you must have a particular purpose. You know, if I'm chasing money so that I can provide for my parents, I can provide for my children, then once I'm able to provide for them, I achieve my fulfillment. All right? But if you don't have a particular purpose for that money, then it then becomes an end in itself and you'll never fulfill it. And that's the problem that many of us have. We don't have a particular purpose, particular why you're chasing that goal so that you can actually achieve it and achieve fulfillment.
Interesting. Someone might be watching us this morning and say, I want to get rich. That's the purpose. I want to get rich. You know, and I want to... But really, there's a bigger purpose behind just wanting to get rich. Okay, Mercy, I'm curious to also hear from you. Financial freedom, making money work for you, and doing the hard work that the rich people, not hard work, doing the work say the rich people, the wealthy people, you know, have put in to be where they want it to be. Most of us were not willing to do that, But from where you sit, what is it that we're doing wrong? Because we all want to achieve that is financial freedom. We want to get to that level where we sit to make our migu juu ya kiti and our money is working for us. But most of the time, you know, a lot of people don't get there. So what is it that we're not doing? What is it that the rich people are doing, Basi, according to you know, what Chris is saying?
All right, thank you. Well, I would like to put it in a metaphoric form and let us understand it this way. If the financial freedom was like 7th floor, and you're at the ground floor, meaning there are steps you ought to take to be at the floor. And in this case, you just need to ask yourself, where am I going? As he has just said. Then from there, you ask yourself, what are the steps towards there? In this case, if you're looking to create your passive income, no matter the amount, you just need to ask yourself, for me to create that particular amount, what do I need to set in place, or what do I need to have had? Because, you know, we come from different backgrounds. Some people come from families which give them, for instance, 5 million by the time you're 18 years.
I mean,
Some of us have not. You know, some of us don't come from such. So if you're starting from zero, how do you manage to be at 7th floor at the same level with this guy who got 5 million? Just need to ask you, then you need to have accumulated 5 million. So then, if you're earning something that cannot equate to that, what do you need to do to have the 5 million? You start saving, then invest in tools and investments that can enable you to have a fund that can give you that passive income.
I see you and Chris really emphasizing on passive income, which we'll come back and understand. And we also have a lot of young people here who, majority of them, you know, there's the whole concept about anzisha ka side hustle, anzisha side hustle pale, anzisha. And some of it say, but we're not all born to be entrepreneurs. Some of us, maybe tulizaliwa to work in the office, others were born to be entrepreneurs. Or is there, you know, the other way around?
You want to just into that. You see, why we are stressing on the passive income is because we've grown up with this notion that you have to work hard. But we are working hard, but not making money work for us.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
So we end up working hard.
Yeah.
And that's how you see us. We're working with the government age in mind, retirement age in mind, when that shouldn't be the case. It should be you deciding when you want to retire.
Okay.
And when do you decide when you want to retire? When you're able to replace the income you make from active income with passive income. Which means you can sleep and your money is working for you. That's basically it. That's why we talk about passive income. So the side hustles are good, yes, but are they building towards you getting, are you investing what you're getting from the side hustle?
I see.
To get you passive income?
You know what? Thank you for bringing up that point of most of us equate retirement with the government, age, which is like 60, around 65, thereabouts. But you see, the thing is, there's a lady I hosted some time back, and she said, me, I want to retire by 35. I'm thinking, hey, 35 is where you're beginning. Like, what do you mean? She's like, no, I want to retire by 35. Yes. And she had really practical steps to that. And I was like, that is really fascinating to hear. So I'm really curious to hear what they have to say. But Nancy, for you, you're an entrepreneur, right? Have you always had that, like, the entrepreneurial spirit? Did it find you at some point? What has your money journey been like up to the level that you are today?
Well, yes, I have always had a business mind.
Okay.
I have done employment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for 2 years.
Okay. Yeah, then you're going to say like 10 years, 15 years.
I have done employment for 2 years.
Okay.
I was a banker.
All right.
It wasn't working for me.
Okay.
I always wanted to get out there and do something. And when I got out, it was quite abrupt. I had not planned. So I found myself out here and I needed to do something.
Okay.
It's very funny how I started a business. Because I didn't start with income per se.
Okay.
We'll probably talk about that a bit later.
We have time. We have 1.5 hours left. So we have all the time. We want to hear that story.
We'll talk about that a bit later.
Yeah.
But I started a business without capital. Yes, that business today is 10 years old.
Look at that. Wow.
Yes.
Wait, how is that even possible? Because you see, for so many young people, capital is the biggest problem. We don't have money to start businesses. You're here saying you started your business with zero capital.
Yes.
And the business is 10 years old now.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I learned, after I left the bank, getting capital from banks is the hardest thing for startups.
Okay.
No one is willing to lend to startups. And funding is a problem. You need funding to start up. Most businesses, we think, we need funding to start a business.
Yeah.
So when I was already out here and I didn't have funding, I had left my job abruptly.
Okay.
I had not planned I'm going to start a business. Then I started drop shipping. That's how my business began.
Okay.
Drop shipping.
Okay.
It does not need you to have anything per se. Yeah.
Okay, drop shipping. We'll come back to understand drop shipping first of all. Nini.
Okay.
I can see the person like, okay, what is that and how did that work? But Chris, she brings up something very important, that you don't necessarily need to sit and wait for capital for you to start something that will give you passive income. But majority of the times, that is where we're fixated, okay? That, yes, maybe look for a job. Na job ni save some amount every single month, and then whatever I have saved, start something. Or ask someone. Most of us ask family members, we ask friends. Kishindikana sana tunaenda mobile banking apps. Kishindikana sana tunaenda bank. Okay? Can we just address, first of all, this web and what that does to, say, us as a people and our finances as well?
Well, I love that because that speaks to something that I'm so passionate about, which is our mindset. That's where we all, either you win or you lose, depending on your mindset. If you have that mindset, that like a growth mindset, you're that person who's like, I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to try out new things. If I fail, it's just another lesson that I've picked and I continue going. But on the other side, the scarcity mindset, which is mostly what most of us have. You've grown up based on your background, your surroundings, and you're like, us, we are not rich, us guys don't run businesses, us guys don't do this and that.
Yes.
So you have a scarcity mindset. So you're already losing. So when somebody asks you to start a business, you're already thinking, I don't have capital, so I can't start. Okay? Yeah. But when you have a different kind of mentality where you're like, I want to win in life, then you'll start thinking like, okay, so if I don't have capital, what do I have?
Okay.
And most of us have skills. Most of us are good at something. You are good at, talking to people, communication. That's your strong point. We have social media where you just need to open an account and start talking.
Okay.
That's already a business. Start consulting and giving guys tips on how to run a social media or do this and that.
Yeah.
You can start a business without capital. You can get investors to invest in your business. Okay? Most of us think that I need to get a loan. I need to get a loan from somebody to start the business. But hey, there are people who are called angel investors.
Okay.
There are people out there who are willing to fund startups. There are NGOs out there who are offering grants as small as $1,000 to start up businesses. They just want to invest in you to start something. But most of us don't think like that.
Yeah.
We are always restricted by what do I have in front of me. If I don't have money, I can't start anything.
Yeah.
And that's why many of us are still being churned out of university looking for a job instead of what can I do? What else can I do?
Yeah. It's interesting because when you look at the Gen Zs and the spirit that they have, I'm like, I wish we were told these things, growing up. Because as we were told, go to school, get a job, get married, get a child, work until you retire. But then, and you work hard in school. But then you see these guys, and they're like, even in school, they're doing other things, which is really fascinating to see. And I'm just curious to understand, like, in the next few years, what would they look like when it comes to, like, financial literacy and just working towards achieving financial freedom. But financial freedom also goes beyond just money. Right? Yes. Can we understand the freedom beyond money, but still talk about financial freedom, if it makes sense, Mercy?
Well, on that note, one thing I would say is, if you find your purpose, that thing that lights your heart, and you feel that gap in the world, because we have enough problems out of this world.
Okay.
So if you just look at one problem that is in the world, then you ask yourself, is this that makes me happy every time I sort? You're cool. Okay. You'll have written yourself a blank check in this life. I mean, everybody is looking forward to a solution for this or that. Then, if you are that person who's giving that solution, can you imagine how many people we have out here who can afford to pay for your service? You only need to put yourself out there, offer that value, and they'll be ready to pay for it.
Yeah.
So the thing is, do you know your purpose?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Can we just stick with that for a second? How many of us know, first of all, our purpose? Tuanzie tu hapo. Because this is a subject that we've been struggling with for a very long time. I know my purpose. Apa, amongst yourselves. Kuna mtu, naona you're thinking, unafikiria sana. Wewe ni graduate, by the way. I mean, ni juicy. So we'll come back to you. We'll start with you, okay? Understanding do you know your purpose, okay? And how is that shaping, say, the decisions that you're making, especially when it comes to finances. But let's take a break, okay? Because we've been told that lot umetandikwa kidogo, but it is well. When we come back from the break, we'd also want to hear from you as far as the question of the day, and that is, what is that one financial goal that you had set for this year? What is the biggest financial goal this year? And the second part of that question is, have you achieved it, okay? What was your biggest financial goal this year? And have you achieved it? Like I said, Christmas is just a few weekends, from now. So have you achieved some of the financial goals that you had set for this year? And if not, don't worry, because we have the perfect panel to help you with that. And all that is coming up after the break. To stay with us. All right, welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Director Philip. Hi, if you're just joining us today on the conversation, it's Mindful Monday, and we're looking at financial freedom, okay? And we're looking at how then can you make your money work for you? And we're talking about this conversation now because, like we said when we started the conversation, at the beginning of the year, we always set our intentions, our goals, our resolutions, and one of them is money, okay? There's some people who say, I want to achieve this much by the end of the year, or I want to invest in this business, I want to have saved this much. But then again, how many of us stay on track, okay, until we achieve that dream or that goal? So that is what we're looking at today, and that is exactly what we're asking you this morning. And that is, what was your biggest financial goal for this year, and have you achieved it? That is the question that we're asking you this morning right here on Your World. And that is, what was your biggest financial goal this year, and have you achieved it? Our WhatsApp number is 0112 500 400. If you have a question, if you want to contribute to the conversation, feel free to do so, or give us a call. We're live. Or better yet, use our social media handles, and that is at NTV Kenya, at Lubembe_Winnie, and tell us what was your financial goal that you set for this year, and have you achieved it? And before we went on a break, tulikuwa tumeulizwa swali ya purpose, okay? And the biggest question is, how many of us do understand, okay? Or how many of us know our purpose, and how does our purpose sort of like shape the decisions that we make, and especially when it comes to the financial decisions that we make? And I'm just going to pose that question to our audience, because we have young people here with us in studio this morning for this conversation. So how many of us know our purpose? Like, I know my purpose, and my purpose is Nani? You do? Oh, that's really good. Everybody else is like, pin drop, silence, shocked. Silence, eh? I thought there's a scared dig. Where? Okay, Sawa. Could we shout to Jineko and just tell us your purpose and how that shapes your financial decision, or sort of like helps you to make financial decisions?
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Steve Mugo. And I would say growing up, I've been oriented in helping people, because I believe for you to make money, you have to find a way to still give back to the society, you know, because if your financial decisions are just oriented on just you, then they kind of don't make sense, you know. Yeah. The same way a good meal is, it tastes nice mkiwa wengi, you know. So for me, I feel like my purpose is solemnly to create opportunities for young people. Okay. And I have it in my heart to one day open one of the biggest children's homes. Aww. Not just in Kenya, but I think one of the biggest in Africa, because I've interacted with kids from orphanages, and these kids have big ideas, you know. Yeah. And one of the people that I look up to is Tony Ndungu. You know, Tony has inspired me for quite a long time, and his goal is usually so simple, you know. He walks up to young people, he reaches out to young people, creates a platform for young people, and his team basically offers capital. You know, you've talked about the what was the word? The angel investors. You know, there are people who are willing to listen to your idea. You know, as long as you give a breakdown and explain to them how is it going to create opportunities for other people. You know, so yeah, that's the same thing. And who knows? Maybe I might be the next. What his name? Aliko Dangote.
You never know. You never know. You never know. Yes, we like that. Okay, thanks. Hata kama ujui purpose yako ni nini, it's okay. Tuko na experts. Just ask that question. You know, yeah. But anybody else who wants to say something? Okay, tumeacha purpose basi, because Mercy, clearly, first of all, just help people understand. When you say purpose, finding your purpose, can we just define it at the basic level? What exactly does purpose look like? What is it? How do I find it? How do I know that this is my purpose? Okay, and then tutarudi kwenyu. Atujatoroka question ya purpose for a second. Yeah.
All right. Well, simply put, this purpose is that one thing that you do that sparks a light in you. You do it not necessarily to make money, but it makes you so happy. Fulfilled is the word. That one thing that you can do that can fulfill you, that can make you feel fulfilled. Okay. You know, at the start, it may not look like it's making you earn money. But in long run, you come to realize that many are looking for it. And the more value you offer, of course, the more money it brings back to you.
I mean, true. But then again, the biggest question is then, what is it that a lot of people still struggle with understanding their purpose? Because again, like we said, purpose informs almost every single aspect of our lives, and finances being one of them. And even the freedom aspect of it still ties to our purpose. So what is it? Is it that to overthink? Chris, you guys are overthinking.
For sure. We're overthinking. Yeah. And that's what keeps us stuck most of the time. Purpose is something you will discover not in 1 year, not in 2 years, not in 3 years. Okay. It could even take you 10, 20 years. Okay. The thing is, what are the things you're doing in the meantime as you're discovering yourself, because we're also discovering ourselves as we go. So right now, these are young guys, they're in campus or may have graduated. Their first point of action is, can I get something to be busy? To get me busy, you know, just doing this and that. Some people get into, for example, your first employer, and then that is when it actually clicks, wait a minute, this is what I would love to be doing. Or out of this has given me an idea of what I like to be doing. So it's not something that you develop once in your life and that's it. Like, this is my... It could even change 3-4 times in your lifetime. It could even change 3-4 times. Because, I like using the story of Colonel Sanders, the guy who founded KFC. If you look at his story, the guy did all types of jobs. From, you know, cleaning and doing teaching, anything. He tried, if anything could be done, he did it under the sun. Until his retirement age of 60 and above, when he was given his pension, then he's like, this is now when he actually pursued that recipe and he pursued to start his business. And that's how that came into fruition. So sometimes we overthink, you're like, I have to wait for that one thing before I start. So it's about starting with, for example, for myself, my first goal is, can I get some income to cover my bills? That's your first goal in life. That's how you start off. Like, what can I do here and there to earn me some money to cover my bills? As you're doing this, then you're like, okay, apart from bills, I'd like to secure my future. I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. I want to have some extra money on the side in case something happens to me. Then you pursue that. You start investing slowly, and that starts giving you returns. Then you're like, okay, my goodness, I need to ensure that I can offer something else to others that could impact their lives. You see, now once you start hitting small milestones, the bigger picture becomes clearer. I believe that's how we should be looking at it. Don't get stuck into, I need to be Bill Gates from day one.
You don't even sleep. You're thinking, what is my purpose and how do I know? Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Okay. Does that make sense? Does it make it easier then for you? Okay, I like that. Yes, sure.
Make them understand better. Simply put, your purpose should be that thing that makes you find meaning in whatever you're doing. Whether it's a job or it's personal growth, or it's something you're doing for people. It's that thing that makes you find meaning in whatever you're doing. That's your purpose.
You know what? I'm curious to understand your story because, like you said, you are a banker. Okay, a lot of people were like, "Oh, banker, now hakuna pesa." But then you said no. You realized at some point it wasn't working for you. So you quit your job, okay? And then you started a business with no capital, okay? So what was that? What was the it wasn't working for me bit of it? Because for a lot of people, they'll be like, yeah, but you're a banker. I mean, kuna pesa inaingia at the end of the month. Like you sort of have a stable job. But what was it that wasn't working for you that you decided, you know what? No, let me try this other way.
Banking is, well, it looks glamorous, but it's very stressful, and you literally have no time for yourself, no time for friends. For example, I tell people if I was still in banking, I probably would not have kids. Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, because it's time consuming and it's intensive. Customers are as well. So you probably would find yourself losing yourself into your job. So that was not my goal. That is sort of to say it wasn't my purpose in life.
Okay, I see. I see. Okay. And Chris, is this where a lot of people then get stuck? That it is not working, but it pays the bills. So tuvumilie tu, tuvumilie tu until you get something, something else.
The problem many of us encounter is that we don't sit down and think, where do I want to be 50 years from now? Because if you don't have a clear goal that you're chasing, then you'll end up always going with whatever comes along. Okay? So for example, one, with our, I'm sorry to attack our education system.
Okay.
Like for how I grew up, our education system, even choosing the course to study in university, I didn't know about it. I was just picking 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
Based on my
Not
grades.
Like yes.
Based on my grades.
Yeah.
So what happens is, then once you go into university, you learn into this thing, you realize in first year, like, oh my gosh, this is not what I want to do, but my parents have paid. I have to finish 4 years or 5 years of this. And then once you're done, you're told, but now you have a certificate, now you must get a job. So then you get into that job, you are unhappy every single day because it's not what you want to do. And that's why some people end up graduating and they say, Dad, this was your certificate. Me now, let me go do, let me go do my thing. I want to be a musician. And many people are like, no, what do you mean? You can't. I've paid all these fees. So the problem is, you need to start with a goal in mind. And that when you have a goal in mind, that then just tells you, okay, if I get employed, I can only be employed for the next 5 years. And this is what I want to do in the next 5 years. I want to put aside even 30% of my income. So after 5 years, I'm moving on to this thing. Okay? Once you have such clear targets, it means that even in your employment journey, you're not just winging it. Okay?
You have
clear focus. You're not just applying for anything anywhere. All right? Even as you're changing jobs, it means you're applying for a senior role every time. Instead of just quitting to move to something on the same level. You're applying for something as you continue your journey of growth. So when you have that in mind and you're saying, okay, so in the next 10 years, this is where I want to be, and I want to be out so that I can then pursue my music career or I then pursue my psychology thing and things like that, that money can fund that thing. But if you are just stuck with nothing leading you, directing you, then you'll end up working for a very long time. And it's not the best place to be.
It's resenting the job that you do.
There was a statistic some time back, and it said 82% of senior citizens, these are guys who are above the age of 60, are still in active employment to meet their basic needs. Now, why is that? It's because this person, when they started working, that was the goal. So that I work. So that I can pay my bills. I'm good. So it means you could be in the same job for 30 years and have no exit strategy. You're just fine. And because nothing changes.
The bills.
And so one day your retirement age reaches and you're like, oh my God, this is not what I thought my life would be. And that's why people get into depression and midlife crisis and all these things come into play.
So set a clear goal.
Have a clear goal. Even your career path. Have a clear strategy. I want to even work for my end goal, maybe I want to work for Google. So how am I going to work for Google? You have to be, even though nowadays, even guys entering PP1.
Right?
You have to have a clear play group. How did you to get to a particular school? That's how it is.
Okay, I see that. Have a goal. Okay. Do you have any questions? Now that umeelewa purpose, okay? So do you have any questions as far as then achieving financial freedom and making the money work for you? Because we see a lot of young people say, I want my money to work for me. I do not want to work until I'm 60, like do my grandpa. Do you have a question? Okay, you do. Okay. All right. Do you have a mic? Okay.
My question is on...
Please start with your name.
Oh, my name is Angeline Chepkoech. I'm a student at the University of Nairobi. Yes, my question is something that concerns comrades. Yes.
Okay.
This is a time in our life where we're getting money majorly from help. And it's a time where we're trying to learn how to use our money, how to save it, how to invest it. My question is, where can you start as a comrade when it comes to investing? Let's say you've saved enough money and you really want to know where to start. And there is so much advice going on everywhere. There's things like MMFs. You're being told about stocks. Where does one start? Bonds. Where do you even get your knowledge from?
Okay, good question. Good question on behalf of the comrades. Okay, all right. Anybody else? Okay, go.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Winnie Kuta, and I have a financial goal. Like in the next 5 years, I'll be a millionaire achiever. But now I don't know where to start. But that's my goal.
Okay.
So help me with strategies that I will use in order to be there.
Okay. Wait. So in 5 years, you want to be A millionaire. Okay, I like that. That's a good goal. So now you want strategies to get there. Okay, we are very intentional. 5 years, natakwa millionaire. Okay, all right. Anybody else with a question? All right.
Good morning.
Good morning, Steve.
My name is Steve Mugo. I think I'm quite inspired by how she said, Kabu said she worked as a banker for 2 years and she was like, you know what?
Not working for me.
Bye-bye. You know, but where do you get this thick skin and zeal to say bye-bye? You know, and probably you might be earning roughly close to 60 or 50 and pengine inakushikilia vizuri. You know, now you're going to the outside world and hakuna kitu.
Yeah.
Unaona.
Hakuwa na strategy, hakukuwa na nini, she just left.
And now you're making it even worse by telling us, yes, I didn't have any capital, but I started a business. So, yeah, how did you go about it? And what would you tell that person who's doing corporate and probably they're in the worst, you know, environment? And as she said, you can't have kids when, you know, I'm not saying that there are no bankers with kids, but, you know, it takes so much commitment. So how do you go about that? Because I know there's so many young people and even millennials who are willing to get to that place of financial freedom but they don't know how to.
Absolutely. Okay, can we take... Oh, you have a question? All right. I hope we're noting. So Chris, do you want to tackle the 5-year millionaire? Mercy, the comrades, where do they invest? You know what to do? Yes, and then Kabu, you know yours. Okay. All right, can we take a second round and then we answer all of them? Okay, so please start with your name.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Escriva Chendwa. I'm a graduate doctor.
Please speak closer to the mic, yes.
Okay, I'm a graduate doctor.
Graduate doctor.
Yeah.
Oh, where?
So okay, my question actually is in my line of practice, healthcare, and financial freedom. We should, as we as doctors, I guess we should try to implement it in a way that even the patients get the little financial aid, or where in a situation where like if we have a service and it's of a high charge, we should come up with a better solution or a better ways in which we can reduce the services to a low amount. Personally, I'm so much into tele. I can say tele. I want to be. My goal is to be a telemedpreneur. That's majorly to deal with the technological part. I'm so much into the AIs and stuff. That's my passion actually.
Okay.
So I want to integrate it into medicine so that to find a way on how to help the people in the society, of which it will be also for financial freedom to them, even if it's on our financial freedom on our side.
I see.
Yeah, thank you.
You know what? I really like that. Going beyond self and thinking, how can I make more money? But for you, it's how can we have more so that we help people who are in need, but at the same time achieve financial freedom. I like that. Do you have steps? Do you have strategies? Do you have it locked? Yes. Okay, fine. Thank you. All right.
So my name is Clifford Oyori. I'm a student from University of Nairobi. My question is, young people want to get rich quickly. And so my question is, how do you identify the right opportunities for passive income while avoiding this get rich quickly
mentality
schemes that are destroying young people?
I see that. Good question. Thank you. Okay. All right. Mercy, do you want to tackle that? Because I think it's more or less in line with what she was asking in terms of strategies, but now his question is more of how do we identify those opportunities. So there's a strategy and the opportunity as well. Okay. Do you have a question? Okay.
Morning, guys.
Good morning.
My name is Brenda, and I have a question. Like, we know career-wise and in terms of getting to get rich or getting to be in financial freedom, we have something called passion. Yeah. How can you is it wise to sacrifice your passion for maybe a higher paying job? Like, for example, my passion is in media.
Yay.
And then but I've studied sales and marketing.
Okay.
So actually at the moment I'm sacrificing my career for my passion. I should be somewhere out there doing. Yeah, you understand?
Sales.
I should be somewhere doing sales right now, but you see where I am. Yeah, so like I want to ask the gentleman, am I in the right path? Like I want to sacrifice my career for my passion.
For your passion.
Yeah, because I'm not happy in the sales world. But when I'm here, I feel so good.
Yeah. Okay, I see. Thank you. Thanks for that question. Okay, can we take one more question and then we answer all of them? We're okay? Okay, all right. Let's start with the... Oh, you do? Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Faraj. So I would like to ask the gentleman, do you think the education system, especially 844 system, has affected our generation a lot? Because when we went to school, we were told that go and study, get a job. Some of us have big dreams. For example, I started to run an NGO, but unfortunately, some of the proposals, people did not respond, but my dream is still on. So do you think education has affected us a lot?
Okay, good question. Thanks. Okay, can we answer those? Chris, do you want to go first?
Sure. I'll start off with the one for the five year. Now, you started on the good note. A goal needs to be clear, need to be time-bound, needs to have a specific amount that you're chasing, and it needs to be very clear to you, okay? So that's a good place to start.
Yeah.
And that's exactly where most people fail in that, because they just want to say, in a few years from now, I hope to be doing well. But if you're working with a general goal, you'll never achieve it. Now, when you start with, I love that goal because it tells me in 5 years. It's not a short-term goal. Many of us, when we do our New Year resolutions, it's I want 5 million by December.
Yes.
You know, and you're not being realistic based on where are you now?
Yes.
Are you at least making 3 million now for you to say by December I want 5?
Yeah.
So having a long-term goal is a good place to start because now with a 5-year goal, it means what I like to teach people is now let's break it down into a yearly goal.
Yeah.
Let me have a 4-year goal that leads to my 5-year goal. Let me have a 3-year goal that leads to my until my 1-year goal, 4 months, 1 month. What am I doing today towards my 5-year goal? Okay? So now, number one is, where are you now? You always start with, where are you now? Okay? That will give you a clear picture. One, do you have a source of income? Maybe asking you these questions. Do you have a source of income? How much is it bringing in? How much do you spend? You know, if you don't have clear answers to these questions, then it's hard to go towards achieving your goal. Many of us tend to avoid the money discussions. We don't want to look at our expenses. We don't track our expenses. We don't want to budget. Because when you look at the real, the real situation, it will mean changing a few things. And many of us don't want to change that.
The discomfort.
Yes, because, once you realize you spend more on takeout than rent, then there's a problem.
Yes.
But you don't want to face that. Okay? So understand where you are at right now. How much income do you have? How much are you able to put aside some money every month towards saving and investing? Because it's not just saving, you need to save and invest. Okay, so our education system, if I may jump into that as well, just to merge the two, is we are taught to be consumers and not creators. That's the problem. So now when you enter work, what's the first thing you want to do? I want to spend the money that I'm earning. We are not taught to, okay, what are you creating to make you wealth? It's, I just want to earn so that I can spend on the things I love.
Don't be a Willy Polly,
of course. It's always just right. It sounds right. But you end up at what cost? That's a problem. So understanding how much money you're putting aside. Now, with this money that you're putting aside, we're able to then see if I invest this money for the next 5 years at an investment that maybe it's giving me 15% returns, will it get me to 5 million? If the answer is no, then I need to do something else. I need to increase my sources of income.
To shikilia hapo, tuende break. Then when we come back, we'd also want to understand, because most of us would blame our education system and said, we went through it, haijatusaidia sana. So then how do we navigate? Because tusha ingia kwa system, okay? So then how do we navigate? And also just to answer all of your questions, and also the questions that you have as far as the question of the day, and that is, what was one of the biggest financial goals that you had for this year? And the second second part of that question is, have you achieved it? We'll look at your feedback as well after the break. Do stay with us. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're officially in the second hour of the conversation this morning on Mindful Monday, and we're looking at achieving financial freedom and how do you make your money work for you, okay? And very, very useful insights we're getting this morning. And we also have a question for you. The question is, what was your biggest financial goal this year, and have you achieved it? Okay, what was your biggest financial goal this year, and have you achieved it? Okello Maxwell on Facebook anasema winning a jackpot. Will you win? Will you win? And then Jomba said, but not yet. Everything went wrong. Problems after problems. Oh, I'm sorry. And then Mingine anasema nini? Evans Kebut anasema, I tried saving 300 shillings every month. Now I have 3,000. I think I have achieved I don't even know if I should read this. Anasema atakunywa yote in December. I mean, listen. Japheth Davidian anasema, I did not achieve because I did not have capital. Question, your capital as well comes in. And then Mwaka Akatsa says, these goals are hard to achieve. But tunapewa steps, strategies here and there in terms of how you're achieving, depending on what your goal was, okay? But let's look at what some people have to say on our WhatsApp number, 0112-500-400, on the question that we're asking this morning, and that is, what was your biggest financial goal this year, and have you achieved it? Okay, so this one says, hello, at the beginning of the year, I had set a goal to make over 24,000? Wait, okay. Yeah. 240,000 shillings from a freelance account, but somewhere along the way, the account was terminated and I had not achieved any target. And I also lost a good portion of the money. How do I start up again to have financial freedom? Oh, I'm so sorry, but good question, okay? Then this one says, hello, I am Mary, a comrade. My goal was to save in a chama, and in my SACCO, I didn't save in the chama awaiting returns. Still behind on my SACCO KMA. I didn't save enough because I had a target amount, but it's not even enough for a birthday present, Kesha. Why? Kesha is your birthday. Then this one says, Masika from Kiambu says, we studied, but no job, no money. They didn't study, they have money, which is rich. I have nothing to say. Okay, so they studied, but they have no job. And then the others did not study. Yeah, this world. I am going to say, morning, my world. I think you meant your world. Please, I'd like to know how money market works. I have another question. My church has rental houses and she receives her pension every month, although it's not much. How and where can she invest her money? Okay, the strategies that we're talking about. Then this one says, hi there, I'm Peter from Kisumu. Indeed, I had great financial goals at the start of the year, but according to the situation right now, let's try again next year. I like that. We keep trying. Okay, and then this one says, hello, good morning, very informative session. My question is, we have all wanted to be somewhere in the next 5 or 10 years, and in our 20s, we get increased financial demands as time goes by. Some focus on working to earn and bring change back at home from where we are coming from. That includes building our parents, while others focus on building themselves. How do we strike a balance in this, honestly? Yeah, finding that balance, building yourself versus also helping the families. And then this one says, hello. I had a goal to achieve 150,000 shillings this year as I was finalizing my degree, and I thank God so far I have saved 100,000 shillings. Way! Yay! Yay awesome. For you. Okay, that is really nice. That is really cool. Okay, so we have 2 questions from there. And Chris, you were finishing on the question of education system. How do we navigate? Yes. And probably just answer the one who's asking, how do we balance then helping our family versus also building ourselves?
Okay, so if as just to finish off on the earlier question, so we started off by saying break down the goal into a yearly goal, and then understand where you are at. What income are you making? What expenses? What amount of your income are you putting aside each month? Yeah. And if you were to extrapolate this amount of money to 5 years, would it get you to your goal? If not, then you need to find ways of increasing your income. And increasing your income could be both active and passive ways. Yeah. So active income could mean starting a side hustle or two that gives you money on the side. Yeah. And then when this money from the side hustle comes, it's not for increasing your maintenance budget.
I mean,
because that's where we go wrong. We run 5 side hustles, but all of them are contributing to our lifestyle.
I mean,
and that's the problem.
World must know. Change must be seen.
You must live within that first income, and all the side hustles are contributing towards your goal. So money that comes in is towards investing, and that's how you ensure that you grow towards achieving your goal. But if every time money comes in, we increase our lifestyle, then we are going 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And that's usually a big problem for most of us.
I see.
And the thing is this, even when you're in employment, have it that you need to change jobs in 2 years so that you increase your salary. You know, it's not just about, you know, I have a permanent and pensionable job. You know, that's what many people say. Comfort. But you realize that if you're able to change jobs frequently, means you're in a position to negotiate your salary frequently. You know, if you're in one job, the amount that they give you as increase every year is usually less than 10%. In fact, 5%. I don't know whether she can confirm, the banker, but 5% to 6% if you're like just covering inflation a bit, right? But when you change jobs, you're able to even negotiate for 30%, 50% increase in your income. So that can also be playing into your bigger goal as we speak. So finding such strategies will enable you to get there faster and find things to sell. Your service, your skills, or a product. And that could, you know, be the thing for you.
Okay. Thanks, Chris.
And then, and then just on the education system we touched on earlier. We need to change from the mindset that we are consumers to change that we are now creators. And that's the biggest shift that we need to have in our generation right now. And I love where the Gen Z are taking us, because AI has opened up so many opportunities. We no longer have to research fat books to study. AI gives us information that at 15 minutes you have all the history background of any business you want to start. And with that now, you're able to then, you're encouraged to make as many mistakes. Why? Because you're young. You know, this is your time to start and fail and start, and it's learning from your mistakes. Don't start off with your safety guards so on from the beginning, because it will be very hard to pull them out at 40 years. Why? Because one, you'll be married now. You'll have children depending on you. You'll have all these other responsibilities that have come in. And then now you can't even explore now, even getting out of that employment or that particular thing.
Okay. I see. Mercy, so 2 questions for you. I think 3 at this point. With we're merging the one who says the grandma has pension but also rentals. What can she invest in? And then the strategy, right? The comrades to invest wapi. And then the other question was then how do we identify these opportunities?
Beautiful. Starting in the shoes. First things first, for pensions, we have options for investing the pension fund, where they can choose either to be receiving the amount monthly till when they leave this world, or to receive any amount anytime at their convenience. And if they exhaust the fund, they need to be done with them. So yes, we have options from one insurance company to the other. For more, we can discuss that. Now, on the investments from the comrade, the question is, how much do they have at hand? Considering that the market has many solutions, for instance, money market, some allows for as low as 1,000. Other special money market funds allows for substantial amount of money. That means 100 plus. I mean, the market is there with solutions, but the question is, how much do they have? You know? The thing is, you don't have to feel you have nothing. The idea of you have nothing, you don't have nothing. You came here with money. In this meeting, you spent money. And you've been living, spending money. Meaning, if you look at how much your income you have, are you able to set aside just 10% of it? Believe you me, if one was to start setting aside 10% of their income from the year they turned 18, because unfortunately in Kenya we focus as long as we start earning, we start focusing on black tax. Oh, I'm sending my mother. Oh, my auntie and my everybody in the village.
It's not focusing, it is a requirement.
No, but let me tell you something. By the time they clock 35, this requirement turns to be
something.
They look at it different. The society now starts looking at it like, what did you achieve? Yet now you are on requirement. Then what did this requirement do to you? So irrespective of the requirement by the society, by everybody around you, remember you are number one. Pay yourself first. Do you set aside 10% of the amount you earn? If yes, then you're on the track. Yes.
Okay, I see that. The requirement, but also put yourself first. And by paying yourself, you don't mean that it's nenda holiday Maldives. No. Look at your goals and then put, as much as you can, effort, money and whatnot towards your goals first, and then everybody else comes second. I like that. There was also the question on opportunities. How then do we identify these opportunities? Because it's true. There's a lot of things. You go on TikTok, hey, everybody will tell you everything, about invest here, invest there. There's opportunity here, there's opportunity there. But then how do we sift through these opportunities and find one that sort of aligns with our values and aligns with our goals? How do we do that?
I would say you need to work with specialists who are in the market, who can guide you accordingly, as well as make sure you as a person, you do your due diligence. Yes, you cannot be telling me you're looking forward to investing in something you don't even understand. My friend, you lose your money before you know it.
Good point.
Yes. So get a mentor for starters who can guide you on. You're looking to invest. You're looking to, for instance, as Shen said, she's looking to invest $1 million in 5 years. Let's get a financial advisor, for instance. Let's walk the journey together. You'll be guided accordingly because we are in the market with the understanding that this solution is for this category of people. So we will get a plan that works for them and walk the journey with them. But if they choose from the website to sending money through the website and all those kind of things, my friend, before they knew they were working, they will have lost it.
All the values. Okay, so find the right mentors and that aligns with your values and your goals. Okay, thanks, Mercy. Nancy, for you was unapata aje hiyo nguvu ya kusema goodbye and then venture into this world where you had no capital, no nothing, and which is true. I hear so many people who say they're stuck in jobs where they're not, they're not happy, about, but because it pays the bills, that we're stuck there. Okay, so then what's, just based on your story to answer his question. And also you said you started investing in what? What was the drop thing?
Drop shipping.
Yes, that one.
Well, I think it takes courage. It does. To live, first you need to have a goal, like you said. You need to have seen where you want to find yourself, probably, or as in whatever you're doing, is it aligning with your goals? If it's not, then find something that is aligning with your goals. So for me, I left, and when I left, I didn't even tell anyone. I didn't tell my family. They still knew I was still working. They knew 2 years later that I had left my job 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, let me talk about drop shipping. Drop shipping, many people are doing drop shipping right now. They just don't know it's called drop shipping. But drop shipping is, there are guys here who want products that are not in Kenya. Those products are on Amazon or eBay. But you just need to find a product that is not very common here. Find it on those apps like eBay and Amazon. Advertise to guys here. If you get a client who can pay before, and then put your markup. If you deliver that product here, you make a profit. So if you have many clients, it's good business. And you didn't start with any capital. So you just started with a social media account,
right?
And many hours of looking through those apps to find those unique products that are not here.
And a lot of people would actually, like we said, a lot of people are really pegged on capital. But then again, there's so many other opportunities that don't require you to have a capital, but also might earn you passive income. So what are some of these opportunities based on, because you said the business is what, 10 years now?
Yeah, it's 10 years old.
Yeah, how is that going?
It's a household business. It's called Noniline.
Yay!
It's going well.
Yeah.
This year, though, has been tough. I think many businesses have experienced a tough year this year. Even I had a financial goal this year.
Okay, which was? I'm curious.
I wanted to buy a house.
Yay, okay.
But I'm thinking, the way things are, and if things remain the same, it will probably take me 5 years to achieve that goal.
Yeah. Okay.
So, things are not very good. A lot of people in business will tell you that. Then getting funding is also another problem, especially for startups who don't have something to show the bank that they have been doing. Also, these guys that are funding startups, information is not everywhere for everyone to
access.
So it's a bit tough. The business world is tough, but it's not scary. It's finding your niche and find a problem that you can solve with your services or products. There are a lot of businesses that someone can do. Probably someone is good in cooking, nini. You just go on social media. There are people who are working 8 to 5. They don't have time to cook for themselves. Sell your service to these people. Maybe a weekend you can go and cook for them, arrange and make for them like 5-day meals. Meals that they can carry to work. As in, there are a lot of opportunities out there that don't really need you to have hefty capital.
Okay, And what's some of the lessons that probably you've picked along the way, as far as business, is concerned, and moving away from employment? Because I also want to believe you also have other means of earning passive income on top of your business, right? So what are some of these lessons that probably you might want to share with the young people who are here and those who are watching us this morning?
Currently, I don't have many opportunities that I have that I'm doing that are earning me passive income. Currently, I'm focusing on my business.
Your business,
Noniline.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, but some of the things I can say and some of the challenges that people are finding in business. One is we start businesses, we make money, it confuses you.
The money confuses you.
It does. If you're living in a 1-bedroom house in Keno, now you want to live in Langata, in a 3-bedroom house. Then we don't have a saving culture for business. Many business people don't have that. When money comes in this month, maybe you've made, say, $1 million, you'll find yourself really consuming like 80% of the profit you've made. Instead of, we don't have a culture of business people paying themselves a salary from their business. Because that money belongs to the business, supposed to build the business. So as a business person, when I'm paying my people salaries, I'm also supposed to pay myself a salary. And increase that salary as the business is progressing. But many times we don't do that. I'm like, this year I made good money. I think to tender Maldives with my family. Then next year, when the year turns and it's January, you have fees to pay, you have what to pay. You find yourself even borrowing money from mobile apps. Their interest rates are crazy. But you have to do it because you did not plan yourself very well to leave your business with some money, pay yourself some money, save some. That is how it should be, and I don't think we have that culture yet. Many people don't.
It's true. It's true. Like and even statistics actually, say that Kenya, we've done better now, but we are not where we were supposed to be, and especially when it comes to saving culture, financial literacy as well. But Chris, there was a question during the break in terms of so there's this whole lot of conversation about invest, right? But then again, how do we? what criteria should we use to, select an investment, for example? I remember asking the whole question about your passion versus what everybody else is investing in. What criteria should we all use to find the right investment for us? And also there's this book, Unlocking You, Break Mental Barriers, Build Lasting Wealth, right? So how do we tie that together?
All right, so one thing people need to understand that investing is an you thing. It's not what people are doing. It's a you thing.
Yeah.
And it starts with, what do I want to achieve? What do I want to achieve? You'll realize that what makes me happy to achieve might not make you happy to achieve.
Okay.
All right? If I'm happy with achieving 5 million in my lifetime, and to you, you want 50 million, it means how we invest will be totally different.
Yeah.
Okay? So for somebody who's just happy to have money pay for their bills, then they will be more conservative in terms of their investments. So these people will go for, government bonds, they will go for money market funds, they will push for, businesses that they don't want to be too big. You get? Yeah? They want to just glide by, that kind of thing. That's how that person will be happy in terms of doing their investments. They might not be even too aggressive. Like if they hear there's a deal somewhere in the coast of land being sold, they might not even run to it because they're like, that's not what I'm chasing. But you find this person who wants to achieve 50 million, that needs to think, how can I get there? And it means they cannot get there using very conservative kind of investments. They need to start businesses that they are looking to scale. Okay, you're looking to scale. You want to be in all markets, Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, because that's how you will get to the numbers you're talking about. Yes, you must be ready to be out there. You must be ready to invest in investments that are medium to high risk kind of things. So we have these collective investment schemes, these ones that are giving us returns above 15%. Those are some of the things that you must be ready to have in your portfolio. But then also you must be ready to have things like stocks in your portfolio, things that take time to grow, but of course having done your due diligence. It's not just buying any stock and hoping for the best. It means you have sat with somebody, learned about the company you're investing in, because you want to own the company. In fact, investing with the angle that you want to own the company changes everything for you. Because if you're investing to make money, means you'll be in and out so fast. As soon as the first sign of a dip in share price, you sell, you panic sell, and you're out. But if you're investing to own, means every month I'm going to be putting money in this company, whether or not it's giving me back my money right now. So if you're looking to own, then it means you have a 10-year goal whereby at the end of 10 years, I'm pretty sure that this company's value would have grown in 10 years' time from now, and I'll be reaping the benefits 10 years from now. And your growth could even be 10 times what you put in. So it's about having that long-term mentality, having a clear picture of where you want to go. Then that determines the route you invest.
And Mercy, does that then tie into our money personalities? Because they're hoarders, they're spenders, right? So then aligning our goals and the investments and even the decisions that we make, how do we then tie that to our money personalities, and how does that influence the decisions that we make towards achieving financial freedom?
I think it all starts with understanding ourselves. Do we know who we are? Do we know how we handle money? And at this point, I think I would give us an assignment just to understand, just study about your money personality. Because I'm sure we may not have all the time to explain all that here. So we need to understand, just like the way I'm a talkative person. Are you able to understand how I handle money? Am I the type that gets $1 million and all the way to Maldives? Spenders. Because without that, and these are things we were not taught in school. And for your information, no one is willing to just carry you in this life telling you this is everything about life. No. Some of these things you have to be intentional about them. If you feel this is an area I need to understand on, my friend, you better seek knowledge. Yes. And now I would like us also take us back to our very own Nancy. She has mentioned about the idea of business people getting all the money and spending all the money. And this is a challenge with many of us. And I'm here to tell us this is where I derived my purpose.
Oh, wow.
Yes, because I was brought up by a business lady. And we had a cool life. But when sicknesses and loans she had borrowed here and there striked, we saw fire. And that told me there's an element of understanding how to spend money while receiving much and little that we needed to understand. Okay. And at this point, I was able to tell myself, if there's an area I would like to venture in, it's an area to do with money and how to handle risks. And that's why I'm in the insurance industry, running an insurance agency by the name Swift Bueller Insurance Agency Limited, where we help business people like her, among others, transfer all the risks that surround business people. Because you see, as you start by paying yourself, meaning you set aside some money which you can spend in future. What about this risk? What about this medical condition that will strike? Yes. Do you have a a fallback formula? Do you have a cushion for it? You know, and that talks about the medical insurance. As we talk about this future, there are many other things that happen before this future comes. You know, now with these risks, have you thought about them? You know, do you have a plan of how to handle them? Or one risk will strike and you'll be back to square zero. You know, so these are the things we need to look at very, very well because they really affect our finances. Yes.
I see that. Okay, do we have questions? But I know we're due on a break, right, Philip, or not? We can take another round of questions and then come back from the break and probably answer all of them. Okay, so then you're bunny question. Concern, unazanga na niko na concern. Okay, but let's take a break, okay, so that we don't forget, right? So let's take a break and then when we come back, yes, we'll tackle more of your questions and also look at your feedback on the question of the day, and that is, what was your financial goal this year and have you achieved it? Welcome back to the show. The last few minutes of the conversation this morning on Mindful Monday about achieving financial freedom and how do you get to that point where you make your money work for you, okay? We have very few minutes left, okay, before we say goodbye. But the bigger question was then, so understanding your purpose, understanding how that influences the choices that we make as far as money, you know, is concerned, and getting to that level where you say, you know what, let my money work for me. What are some of this, I want to say lessons, but we've learned some of those lessons along the way, sacrifices that probably we have to make as a people. I know we touched on them a little bit, but we have young people here. There's a gig culture where, you know, pesa inakuja ikienda, okay? So then how do we make sure that we leverage on the time that we have, and time in terms of the, you know, health, capacity, maybe you don't have kids, maybe you have kids, you know, all the freedom that we have towards, you know, fueling into our goals. How do we maximize the time that we have now, especially for the young people, keeping in mind gig culture? Yeah.
Okay, I can give us a stab at that. I think nothing in life comes without a cost. If you want a car, you must pay something. If you want a house, you must pay something. If you want to graduate, you must put in 4 years of work.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with life. If you want to be winning in life, if you want to be an achiever, if you want to be living off your investments, then you have to put in the work. Yeah. You can't have your cake and eat it, basically. So even when you're earning a small amount of money, the discipline starts there. It's about, you cannot wait and say, when I start making big money, that's when I'll start getting a budget.
Because most of us say that, when I start adding this much.
You know, we tend to ignore the small monies we make. Maybe you earn maybe 1,000 bob from your business per week, and you're like, no, this is nothing. Let me wait when I start earning 50,000. That's when now I'll have a budget and I'll do this. But let me tell you something. When you look at the small, medium-sized businesses, and I'll talk about my experience. Where I grew up, there was this lady who had a shop, and she started the shop just selling milk and all these things. And the profit would not be much, but they would reinvest in that business so much that before you know it, there's now vegetable cutting skumas there on the side. Before you know it, now they've added another thing on the side. M-Pesa shop then came on the side. It's the same owner. But what have they done? They have sacrificed the profits, they sacrificed the good life that they would have accessed at that time for the sake of a bigger goal much later on. So what we say is, with where you are right now, that is your training ground for discipline. Can you put aside money? Can you control your lifestyle? Can you practice delayed gratification. Because we want to, I as Chris want to enjoy the life of a 50-year-old, not knowing that that 50-year-old is spending from his dividends. Me, I want to spend from my salary. You get? I'm trying to compete with somebody who I'm not at the same level.
You're not? Yeah.
So you have to just understand that as you're planning your finances. And that will enable you to have a long-term goal.
Okay.
And the other thing is, even the people who are in their 50s, you have to still look at, I am at 50, but does it mean I stop chasing my goals? Definitely not.
Yeah.
And then that brings in the aspect of we need to think generationally.
Ooh,
okay?
Yeah.
We need to think generationally.
Think
if today in this room you woke up and your parents gave you a 50 million check, each one of you, your lives would be totally different. So now, imagine now, since you didn't have that, why don't you be the one to build that for your next generation? So it means it's never too late to start.
Yeah.
It's never too late. So keep building, keep doing things that are going to get you to that goal. Now, I loved what Mercy said earlier, about, the insurance and the money subject. Many of us, we just lack the knowledge on how to do it. For example, even as you're investing, there are certain things that are a requirement for you to have. Might not be at the beginning of your work, but at some point you must have, which is a whole life cover. Now, whole life cover covers you covers your dependents should anything happen to you.
Yeah.
Now, whole life cover could come with a critical illness cover or a disability cover. Now, should you get critical illness or disability, the money would be paid to you to cover you for the days you're not working. Now, this would be good. Why? Because on those days, you can actually focus on getting healthy.
Yeah, getting better.
But if you don't have such a thing, it means every day you're not working, you're losing money, you're spending your savings, and you're going back downwards. Now, with the final payment that is due upon your death, it means there's a lump sum that will be paid to your next generation.
Okay.
So I love to refer to this as my plan B for making sure that I leave an inheritance.
I see that for your family.
For my next.
Yeah.
So that when they grow up, they're starting with a check and not like us starting from having to build everything from scratch. So it is really important that we look at things differently. Kenyans, less than 3% of our population have any insurance.
Yeah.
Any form of insurance, whether medical or even live this whole life.
Yeah.
This is even a totally different thing.
Yeah.
But we need to change how we look at things for us to actually achieve some of the goals that we want to achieve.
Yeah. Is that all in this?
So in the book, what I've talked about is you need three things. One, think of it as a football match. Before you enter a football match, you must have a vision of where I want this team to be. Do I want to win the league? Do I want to achieve Champions League? Do I want, that kind of thing. For the football fans, you'll know that. For the rest, pick any sport that you like and pick your favorite team and where you want to see them.
Okay.
Yeah?
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm so sorry to rush you because, there's a swearing-in ceremony which is happening today, in our neighboring Tanzania, where President-elect, that is Samia Suluhu Hassan, is being sworn in today at the military parade ground in the capital, that is in Dodoma, and we understand Deputy President, and that is Professor Kithure Kindiki, has arrived, and we'll be bringing you more updates as we receive as far as the swearing-in ceremony of President-elect, and that is Samia Suluhu Hassan. Okay, but for now, yes, insurance. We need to really understand. Less than 3%. That is really concerning.
It is very unfortunate for Kenyans.
Yeah.
So some of the things that I've explained in the book is number one, looking at your team. Number one, for you to win at anything, you must have a strong defense. And what is a strong defense? You must have first control of your money. How do you control your money? You must have budget, you must track it. You must be able to know at any point in time where you are at, okay? You must have something called an emergency fund, where you've saved up some money for emergencies. Because if you don't have this emergency fund and you're investing, it means anytime you have an emergency, you're removing from your business, you're removing from your investments to sort this emergency. Okay. So you must have a strong defense. Those are some of the things you need to have.
Okay.
Then wealth accumulation tools. Now, wealth accumulation tools are where now you're looking for places to put your money to work for you. And now this is where we talk about stocks, property. We look at different investments that are out there, businesses, increasing your sources of income, basically.
Okay.
That's now the wealth accumulation part. Then the wealth distribution part is setting up of things like trusts and wills and ensuring that your money, your wealth that you've worked so hard doesn't end up in unclaimed
Just
assets.
somewhere, yes.
You know, many of us, our assets end up in unclaimed assets. Why? One, because we are very secretive.
Yeah.
No one knows what I do.
Yes.
No one knows where my money is. No one has the pin to my M-Pesa. And that's it. It's very unfortunate. You should have somebody you trust in this life. If you don't, it's very sad.
One,
At least one person should know.
Okay.
So those are the things that I cover in the book. But the biggest thing is we need to tackle our mindset.
Our mindset.
Yes. How we think about it.
And shift our attitude really as far as money is concerned.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we cross over to Tanzania, Mercy, we talked about our money personalities and understanding how that then fits or impacts the decisions that we make as far as money is concerned. But at the same time, is it such a bad thing? Kwambia tu mwili pole, niende tu Maldives. You know, is it such a bad thing? Because we have seen some people who are really, I know that, I understand the aspect of delayed gratification, but there are some people who delay and they never get to that level of, So for those people who say, maybe I'm not going to enjoy a single cent because I'm saving towards my goal, is it such a bad thing to sometimes just ambia mwili pole?
Well, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
The thing is, Chris has just said it, there is an element of budgeting.
Okay.
In your budgeting, you need, as I said, we need just to start with saving 10%.
All right.
You know, after you've saved your 10%, invest the same amount of money, because you see now this saving, most of our saving solutions, they don't give enough, not even enough. They don't give returns.
Yeah.
You know, so you need to get this solution that can give you enough return on your investment. In the same budgeting, now you've budgeted on saving, you've invested what you have saved now, you need now to have this, kind of a portion to kuambia mwili wako pole. You budget for it. Yes. You know, so it's about budgeting. And on budgeting, as I said earlier, as you walk this journey with your financial planner, you'll be guided accordingly on your budgeting. That is if you're very open with them, and that's why we are here.
Okay.
You know, the thing is, do you have a clear mind? I mean, do you have a clear vision on how to create your wealth, how to protect your wealth, and how to multiply what you have? If yes, then you're cool.
Yeah, and there's a difference between rich and wealthy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So understanding that, and then putting everything else that we've learned, into perspective, I think we'll be at a better place. But Nancy, again, for someone who's struggling, with business, because they're like, whatever I get, everything else you churn into your business, which sometimes is good, but sometimes we also forget these other aspects of our lives. So then how do we balance, from what you've learned 10 years now into the business, right? What are some of these lessons that you've learned in terms of balancing? Yes, pay yourself, pay the bills, but also pay your workers, but also have something on the side as well to either save or reinvest. The sigh. Yeah.
I know. That is the textbook explanation of how it's supposed to go. But especially for SMEs, you could afford to pay yourself, and then you must pay your workers, then you pay the utilities. Then probably what you're left with is not much. It's just going back into business. Yeah, but to achieve that balance, I think, like she said, you have to work with a financial planner to even see clearly where your business is headed. You have to work with a financial planner.
Okay. Yeah. And also to just assist you when it comes to the goals, because the goal is not to just start the business and then stop there, but there's growing, and then what you're talking about, multiplication of your wealth as well. I understand. I see that, because sometimes it's such a gray area to differentiate between self and business.
Yes.
Because we think that you see me, you see the business. Okay, so then how do we separate both?
You can see the way some businesses have been closing down. It's not that those people who are closing down those businesses, they failed on that balance. They did not.
Yeah.
But a time comes that running a business just becomes so difficult. you know, the demand goes down, the whatever the business needs are high, the taxes are high, you're not getting funding, it becomes a problem. That's why businesses are closing down. But to get that balance is a struggle, but if you work with someone like Mercy, you're able to see or to steer your business another direction.
Understand how to maneuver the difficult times. In the what she talked about when strikes, you know, when you're hit by something, say health, you know, or taxes, you know what you're talking about. How then do you navigate? Okay. People had questions, okay? Then you are I see. Okay, and keep your question very short because again, I see our time is far much spent and we have to cross over. So just keep it straight to the point.
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Alvin Gumba. For me, wealth is the ability to live a lifestyle that you want without actually having to work. And for us, like to create wealth. We require to generate assets, and there are 3 types of assets actually.
Speak closer to the mic, please.
One is the intelligent asset, which is the book's mindset actually. The other one is the flat asset, which it's actually the real estate's investing somewhere. And the other asset is the mad asset, which is the systems like Kama AI, people invest in systems like Glovo, Safaricom, taking shares. So it's so unfortunate that for most of us, we end up going to work and then we end up being the asset because we live our whole lifetime just working to get money. Now by the time to retire, tunapata that we don't have anything in our pockets. So my question I'll direct it to Chris.
Okay.
Chris, we have many people who are who are earning high-end type of money. Unapata kama there are CEOs who are earning more than 5 million, others 10 million. So does having a good job guarantee or make you wealthy? Because at some point after you've worked, by the time you're retiring, unapatanga ama upate like you've been fired from your job. Unapatanga that once you're fired, you go like the money you have in Nangaka may depreciate. So that is my question.
Does having a good job guarantee wealth?
Yeah.
Okay, I see that. Nanya, one more burning. Ile unawashwa kabisa. Just okay.
Okay, so my question is, so with the high cost of inflation that is currently on, so how do we protect ourselves from, that inflation while again being financially free?
Okay. All right. Okay. The risk that. Okay. Can we just take yours and then tufungefu? Okay. Inachoma sana. Okay. All right. Go.
Okay. My name is Miriam, and my question is very simple. How can someone bounce back from financial mistakes or debts and still build towards freedom?
Okay, good question. Okay, all right. Who wants to go first? Mercy, do you want to tackle that? How do you bounce back? Yes, and probably I think it ties to his question, right, in terms of shielding ourselves from inflation. Is that what you asked? Yeah, okay. Do you want to answer those two very quickly?
Great, thank you. Well, starting with the question from the lady, bouncing back from where you've fallen from, I'm sure after you've fallen and you still have some source of income, then you start from there. Just like that person who's just starting from zero. Start from there. Okay. If you're fallen in debts and things like that, you can start paying slowly, starting with the small ones. As you accumulate some money, as you pay yourself.
All right.
And as you also focus on your future, as you've had one gentleman, has just asked about, people earning a lot yet retiring with nothing. That simply means they are not set aside some retirement fund. In most people who are in business, they don't think retirement. And also, some companies don't offer retirement plan. But do you know, as an individual, you can set aside some money in your individual pension plan? you know, and the amount you wish to set for yourself depends on you.
Yeah.
So yes, the solution is there, but the knowledge is out there, but how many people are taking it up? Chris earlier said the penetration of the insurance, meaning the uptake of these solutions in the market, is at 3%.
Very concerning. Yeah.
Very low. Is it that this information is not out there? Ignorance is taking over.
Yeah.
Sorry to say.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So what do you do after this kind of a conversation? You sit back with yourself and tell yourself, I didn't come here just to listen. I'm a listener and a doer.
Yeah.
I'm working on it like yesterday. Tell yourself, even if I start with as low as Kenya shilling 3,000, I will be setting it aside for my retirement. Okay. Be intentional about it. You know, on the inflation bit, we have solutions that can give you some good returns that can curb the rate of inflation. So essentially, it's all about investment and just knowing which. But now that you are in the bush where you don't know which one is which, as I said earlier, work with a financial
advisor. Okay. Right. Thanks, Basi. Okay, Chris, in like 30 seconds, because we literally have to end the show. Yes.
Wow. Okay. Let me just start by saying this: earning more money is never always the answer. Okay, so you might think I'll be good with money when I start earning $1 million bob. Shock on you will just be the same way you are, just expanded to $1 million bob capacity.
All right.
So it'll still be spending and not really clear.
Okay. Sorry, Chris. We will do Napatikana all the time. I am so sorry. We have to cross over. I am so sorry. I apologize. Thank you so much, guys. And thank you for all your questions. We have to cross over to Dodoma right now, where the swearing-in ceremony of President-elect, that is Samia Suluhu Hassan, is happening right now, and we can see her. She has arrived at the military grounds in Dodoma. So we leave you with that. We'll see you tomorrow right here on Your World. Until then, God bless, goodbye, and let's cross over to Tanzania.